All right, the last section that we're going to learn before we take our last test of the quarter is the quadratic formula. Okay, you're going to have your test, I think it's like 14 questions. Tomorrow you guys are going to work on the test review, and then I'll go over it, answer questions, that sort of thing on Wednesday. We'll work on completing the square a little more. But of the 14 questions, some of them just say solve, and then some of them tell you how to solve. Meaning solve by factoring, solve by using the quadratic formula, that sort of a thing. So if it tells you a specific way to solve, that's what you have to do. If it doesn't tell you, what's the easiest way to solve an equation? A quadratic, I should say. What's the easiest way to solve? What's the quickest way? If you can factor it. If you can factor an equation, that should be what you try to do first. We use the quadratic equation and completing the square when something can't be factored. Right, so it's just a way to solve an equation. So here is your quadratic formula. What I want you to notice up here, guys, this is your equation written in standard form. You need your equation written in standard form, set equal to 0, before you try to put things in the quadratic formula. You need to make sure x squared is first, x is second, the constant is third, and then your set equal to 0. You guys have got to make sure of that, because if you don't, if you leave like the constant on one side, you'll have the signs wrong, that sort of thing. So you've got to make sure that you write it in standard form first, and it's set equal to 0. Remember that the sign in front of a number or a term stays with it. So if there's a minus sign, that means the number is negative. Here is your quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You will not today, up until Thursday, you will not get a negative underneath the radical. 1.5 is when we start talking about negatives underneath the radical and imaginary numbers and stuff. So if you're doing your work today and you get a negative underneath there, go back and check your signs. All right, last period, a lot of people were able to get their homework started, almost finished, and any question they had was not because they didn't know what they were doing. It was, where did I mess up? And it was always just a sign error. So just make sure you guys are paying attention. All right, let's go ahead and do some examples here. Go through the same thing every time. Is your quadratic written in standard form? Yes. Is it set equal to 0? Yes. So go ahead and identify your a, the number in front of x squared is 1. Your b term, the number in front of x is negative 4. And your c term is your constant, it's 2. Again, if you have a quadratic, the easiest way to solve is to go ahead and try to factor. If it doesn't factor, then you can use completing the square, God bless you, or you could use quadratic formula, God bless you. On some of the test questions, it's just going to say solve. On some of them, it's going to say solve by, so then you have to do whatever it says. So now the hardest, or the most important step, I should say, is taking your numbers and putting it into the formula. So I have x equals negative b, negative 4, plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 2. And that's all divided by 2 times 1. Make sure, guys, that first step that you have all of your signs correct. Don't try to conserve space. Don't try to skip any steps. Just make sure you have all your signs correct. And now we just start simplifying. What's a negative 4? Positive 4 plus or minus. When I square a negative number, what does it become? Positive. So negative 4 squared is 16. Then I have negative 4 times 1 times 2. Minus 8. Perfect. All over 2 times 1 is 2. Everybody with me? Simplify a little more. So I have x equals 4 plus or minus. What is 16 minus 8? 8 over 2. All right, if you get here, guys, you're about 6 out of 10 points in, because now we have to remember, if I have a perfect square underneath the radical, I've got to get it out. What can I break 8 into? 4 times 2. So this becomes 2 square root of 2. You guys agree? All right, so I have 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 2 over 2. When you go to simplify, you guys need to get in the habit of doing this. It's going to be very important moving forward. Some of you are still making this mistake. You're crossing these 2's out like that and just leaving it as 4 plus or minus the square root of 2. Is that allowed? No. Split this up, guys. Rewrite this as 4 over 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 2 over 2. Now do your simplifying. What is 4 divided by 2? 2 plus or minus what? The square root of 2. And there you are fully simplified. On WebAssign, you have to write 2 plus the square root of 2, comma, 2 minus the square root of 2.
What if you just leave it like 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 2?
If you leave it like this, it's not fully simplified. Because 2 goes into both of them. If it only goes into one of them, then that would be fine. But if it goes into both, so just get in the habit of breaking it apart every time just to make sure. Good question. All right, let's move along to number 2. All right, is everything set equal to 0 on one side in standard form? Yes? All right, so let's identify. What's my A term? 1. What's your B term? -3. What's your C term? -2. So throw it in the formula. Make sure of signs. So x equals a negative, -3, plus or minus -3 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is -2, all over 2 times 1. Check me. Check my signs. So I have everything right. Now when we simplify, guys, what's a -3? 3 plus or minus, what's -3 squared? 9. And you have -4 times 1 times -2. +8. Very good. All over 2 times 1 is 2. You guys agree? All right. So then I have 3 plus or minus, what is 9 plus 8? Square root of 17 over 2. From the formula. It's b squared minus 4ac. So if you, can you simplify any more here? No. You could leave it just like that. On your test, perfectly fine. On WebAssign, you have to write it as 3 over 2 plus the square root of 17 over 2, comma, 3 over 2 minus the square root of 17 over 2. I don't need it like that. If it doesn't simplify, you can leave it just like this right here. That's totally fine. Sure. All right, guys, for number's sake, after I did this with C period, I changed the question just to make the number smaller. The process stays the same, just to make it smaller. All right, couple things. What do you guys notice about this one, number 3? There's fractions. Good. What else? It's not set equal to 0. Some of you are going to make a mistake, and you're going to say A is 2/3, B is -1/2, and C is 1. Is your C term 1? No. What is it? -1, all right? Many of us do not like to deal with fractions. I personally do not want to put a fraction into the quadratic formula. So what is something I could do to make my life a little easier? Can I multiply the whole equation by something? What would be the easiest thing to do? 6, okay? Remember, what you do to one side of an equation, you do to the other. You can do anything to an equation just as long as you do it to both sides. So when I distribute here, 6 times 2 is 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is, okay, so 4x squared. Then I have 6 times 1 is 6, divided by 2 is, so minus 3x equals 6 times 1 is 6. All right, what's my next step I have to do before I put anything in the quadratic formula? Bring the c term over. So 4x squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 0. Some of you, on your completing the square problem, you moved the number from one side to the other, which was great, but you forgot to change the sign. Remember, when you go over an equal sign, a positive number becomes negative, a negative number becomes positive. So now, guys, identify what's your A term? 4. What's your B term? -3. And what's your C term? -6. Great. So now we're going to go into the quadratic formula. X equals -3 plus or minus the square root of -3 squared minus 4 times A, which is 4, times C, which is -6, all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 4. And now this just becomes a whole bunch of computation. Negative negative 3 gives me 3. Plus or minus, what's negative 3 squared? 9. Then I have negative 4 times negative 6. Plus how much? 96, great. All over 2 times 4 is 8. So I have 3 plus or minus, what's 96 plus 9? 105 over 8. Does 105 have a perfect square hidden in there? No. Does 3 go into 8? No. So do I have to do any more simplifying? Nope. Web assign, you have to. 3 over 8 plus radical 105 over 8. 3 over 8 minus radical 105 over 8. Guys, do you ever leave a radical in the denominator of anything? Ever? No. Okay, just remember that. One side note before we go into the next ones. On WebAssign, and this could happen on your test or quiz, you guys might get like 1 over 12 plus or minus 7 over 12. Guys, don't leave an answer like that. How many problems are there? There's 2. This says 1 over 12 plus 7 over 12 and 1 over 12 minus 7 over 12. What's 1/12 plus 7/12? So this would be 8/12, which would then simplify to 2/3. Okay. Then 1 minus 7 would be negative 6 over 12, which would be what? Negative 1/2. Okay. If you don't have a radical, go ahead and do the 2 math problems that are there. This would be your 2 answers. Don't leave it like this. All right, let's do the next couple. All right. What's a common mistake you think that people make on this question? They'll tell me A is 1, B is 10, C is 8, and they go through the problem. Is that the case, guys? No. You have to make sure you're written in standard form and you're set equal to 0. I guarantee you on the test, you're going to have to do some sort of manipulation. It's not just going to be written in standard form, set equal to 0, and just go. So now that we have it like that, we can say, okay, our A term is 1, our B term is 8, and our C term is 10. Yeah? All right, so let's go into the quadratic formula. I have negative B, so negative 8 plus or minus the square root of B squared. So 8 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 10, all over 2 times 1. Guys, remember, you should not be getting negatives underneath the square root. Friday, that'll change, but right now we should not be getting negatives, so check your signs. So I have negative 8 plus minus. What is 8 squared? 64, good. Negative 4 times 1 times 10. Minus 40, all over 2. So negative 8 plus or minus. What's 64 minus 40? 24, good. Over 2. What can I break 24 into? Okay, 4 times 6. So 2 squared is 6. All right, so negative 8 plus or minus 2 squared root of 6 over 2. And then what's the last thing I have to do here, guys? We got to simplify. Break it up. Write it as 2 separate fractions. Negative 8 over 2 plus or minus 2 square root of 6 over 2. Then you can fully see where the simplification needs to occur. What is negative 8 divided by 2? Negative 4 plus or minus what? The square root of 6. Good. Anytime you have a quadratic, you have something raised to the second power, you can always use the quadratic formula. But it just takes longer. That's why you need to learn the other ways to solve. You have to solve by factoring, solve by completing the square, because you can't, it's very time consuming. So you can't, on a test, you wouldn't be able to solve all 14 questions using the quadratic formula. You'd run out of time. All right, let's look at number 5. How's number 5 a little different from what we've been doing? Is this an equation written in standard form? No. Can I just take the square root of both sides? No. I have a negative 2x. That's not the way that we could go about that. So what does x plus 6 quantity squared mean? There's two of them. So you write them both down and you multiply them. What is x plus 6 times x plus 6? What's that going to give you? X squared plus what? 12x plus what? 36 equals negative 2x. And then what do I have to do? You need your quadratic written in standard form set equal to what number? 0. So move that negative 2x over. What does it become? Plus 14. Good. So I have x squared plus 14x plus 36 equals 0. I have my quadratic written in standard form set equal to 0. So let's identify. My a term is 1, my b term is 14, and my c term is 36. And now we just put it into our quadratic formula. X equals negative b, so negative 14, plus or minus the square root of 14 squared minus 4 times 1 times 36, all over 2 times 1. And now we simplify. Negative 14. Ooh, that's ugly. Plus or minus. What's 14 squared, guys? 196. Good. 196. Negative 4 times 1 times 36. Negative 4 times 1 times 36. What's 36 times 4? Negative 144. All over 2. So negative 14 plus or minus. What's 196 minus 144? 52. All right, you get here, guys. You got 6 out of 10 points. There's 2 pieces of simplifying that you're missing. Can I break down 52 into a perfect and non-perfect square? Yes, 4 and what? 13? Think of a deck of cards. So this becomes 2 square root of 13. So you have negative 14 plus 2 square root of 13 over 2. Is there more simplifying that can occur? Yes, break this up into 2 separate fractions. Negative 14 over 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 13 over 2. What is negative 14 divided by 2? Negative 7 plus or minus what? The square root of 13. And that, ladies and gents, is it. All right, so on your test, you're going to solve by factoring. You're going to solve by completing the square. You're going to solve by taking the square root of both sides. You're going to solve using the quadratic formula. And you're going to have a rational or two. It's very straightforward. Very straightforward. It's going to be exactly what we have been going over. You just need to be able to do it in a timely manner. There is a test review up. It's like 4 or 5 questions of each type. After you're done with your quadratic formula stuff, I'd start working on it. You guys can work on it tomorrow in class. Ask questions. You're going to be able to work together, and then we'll go over everything, and I'll give your quizzes back tomorrow.